Welcome back. You're still watching The Globe on the SABC News channel. Now, Zimbabwe has lost another serving minister to COVID-19. Transport Minister Joel Matiza has become the fourth serving minister to succumb to the virus just days after the country lost Foreign Affairs Minister Sibusiso Moyo. For more on this, we're now joined on the line by SABC Correspondent Ephert Musekiwa, who's in Harare. Ephert, thanks very much indeed for joining us. This news must have come as quite a bit of a shock to Zimbabweans, given the number of sitting cabinet ministers now who've been taken by COVID-19.
Yes, indeed, Peter. The news keeps coming in. It is indeed a shocking. It is indeed shocking news. A lot of people are not expecting that, you lose so many high-ranking officials in such a very short space of time. Just yesterday, President Nangagwa was burying one minister. Then the news of the Foreign Affairs Minister, now the Transport Minister has passed on. So really, in a space of just about a week, we have had three serving ministers who have passed on to this pandemic. The news is not easy to come by.
Had Minister Matiza declared publicly that he had tested positive for COVID-19?
Well, none of the ministers or any government officials have actually openly, made it part that they either have COVID or they've been tested positive. So we only get to find out once that is announced that they probably have tested positive or they were in the hospital. Only after. None of the government officials have ever made their results or made their status public. So we only found out today that he actually died because of COVID-19 complications.
And what's starting to happen in this kind of keeping cards close to their chest is that social media and speculation about other ministers and other former ministers are starting to surface that they're not well. And government is really not coming to the party in terms of clearing up those matters.
Well, the Zimbabwean government always never divulge information when it comes to cabinet ministers, when it comes to the president or the high-ranking officials within the presidium, whether they are sick or their health details are never made public. They just simply ignore the outcry or the side of social media. But now what we have is that a lot of them are missing in action. We haven't seen them in public as we would normally do. And people begin to speculate. People begin to look for them. And when the information that they receive is that most of them are actually either sick or in isolation. And in the absence of official confirmation or official dispelling of such reports, social media becomes ripe with these such kind of stories. And besides, Peter, a lot of these ministers during the festive season, a lot of these top government officials actually broke COVID-19 regulations that they actually instituted themselves, and really a lot of them went out to celebrate. We have seen videos of them, we have seen images, pictures and everything of these high-ranking officials. It's some kind of a celebration, a party or a gathering that really was in violation of COVID-19 regulations. So some of these people, when you hear reports that they've actually fallen ill, people will be tracing who was at this event, and if there was a single person from that event is reported to have tested positive for COVID, it then becomes like a trend or a statement that probably the minister is not seen in public because he actually caught COVID-19 from that event.
How much do we know about Minister Joel Matiza? There are some ministers that are in the news all the time, and I can't say that he was in the news cycle that often.
Well, it's not necessarily within the ministry that he is very influential. His role really, remember, outside of just being a minister, he was the chairman of one of the provinces political provinces within Zimbabwe. The national level is as a political province, and not just as a state province, but as a political province. Remember, President Emerson Mnangagwa came into power. Politically, he had to have support from the grassroots, and whoever was in control of provincial structures played a big role in making sure that in the end, what Operation Restore Legacy, when it went to the people, when it went to the grassroots, they were heavily involved. So he's one of the people, he played a very pivotal role in that, as he was leading, or as he was close to within the circles of leading the province. It ushered the rise of President Emerson Mnangagwa into office. When it comes to government, he's been in and out of government, even under the former president, the late president Robert Mugabe. He was a minister at some point, then he was removed. Now he came back. He really hasn't had any much of a big influence or a legacy that would really attribute to him besides his political activism.
Has the president said anything at all as yet?
Well, the news was just announced this evening, about an hour or so ago. So we haven't heard from the president. But I actually did speak to the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information who confirmed the death. He's the only government official that has actually commented or that has actually responded to this news. We are still waiting to hear from the president. Maybe he will make a statement tomorrow or at some point between now and tomorrow. But we are expecting that the president will actually make a statement maybe tomorrow morning.
All right. And as we see, 4 ministers now who've passed away from COVID-19, is this a symptom, a sign of the situation of COVID-19 in the country at this time?
Well, Peter, as we've been reporting that the health system in Zimbabwe is poor, and the majority of Zimbabweans are at risk of dying if they contract COVID-19. Now, if it starts affecting the ministers who have access to medical facilities, it's going to send fears among the ordinary population. We are in a situation that when the government panics, it sends shivers down the citizens. Remember, right now as we speak, Peter, the government declared that it was shutting down most of its operations, and only 10% of personnel for ministries are going to be attending to services. That in itself was a shocker to the majority, that how can government operate at such a low capacity. And now we are getting this report of ministers that really that is not so good news, or that is not so comforting to an ordinary citizen who can hardly afford medical services in the event that they contract COVID-19. So Zimbabweans, this is going to send a lot of fears among many Zimbabweans, and it's going to really cause some sort of a panic, if I may use that word.
All right. Ephert Musekiwa, we're going to leave it there. That's our correspondent in Harare giving us an update on the news that's just broken about an hour ago that the Transport Minister, Mr. Joel Matiza, has passed away, succumbing to COVID-19. The government of Zimbabwe has issued a short statement on the social media, Twitter, saying that man is like a birth. His days are like a passing shadow. Psalm 144 verse 4. A dark cloud has befallen our nation again. We've lost another minister. Rest in peace, Minister J.B. Matiza.